it's good to have, free time po sometimes to unwind, decompress.
Yeah.
Oh no, the burnout happened! we continue rolling? I'm sorry for the technical difficulties.
But the show must go on.
Oh, the show must go on. Sorry for the accidental prone areas.
The Silliman University Psychology Society, in collaboration with Silliman University Guidance and Counseling Office, presents you the first official episode of UnPSYCHika.
Hello, hello.
May hapon, may buntag, good evening, good morning, magandang gabi, magandang hapon.
Very, very multilingual. My name's Zachary, Abella.
And I'm JC Lim, and we are your host.
So JC, how are we feeling today?
Oh, I'm feeling very serendipitous today. Ikaw, Zach, I would like to ask you, how are you feeling today?
Well, like you said, I'm also feeling very serendipitous. But despite this, I'm excited about what we have in store today. We have some guests. I think our audience are gonna enjoy what we have in store for them today. Can you believe it's already our second episode? First official episode, by the way, but second episode already.
Exactly. Exciting things to look forward to, especially karon, month of October, which is a very important month for psych majors. So
JC, UnPSYCHika.
I see what you did there, ha? Ganahan ko ato, pero it's a secret, Ang kuan is, I'll give you a hint na lang. It starts with the word, or it has the word awareness.
Awareness. So, October, awareness.
Okay, you're getting there.
Mental health awareness, right?
Tumpak. Mayor Tribing Chris, as Sir Ablong would say.
Shout out to Sir Ablong.
Yeah.
I think since we're talking about mental health awareness, we could focus on today's segment surrounding mental health awareness, right? So, JC, in your own words, what is mental health awareness to you? Is there anything that you've learned from our professors or anything that you've done personal research on?
So if you look at the definition sa mental health, it is the ongoing effort to reduce stigma and mental health conditions put in general by sharing our personal experiences. So if you look at it from that definition, it kind of sounds like one of our advocacies sa Psych Society, di ba?
It is.
Shout out Ma'am Bing. I was listening in your class. That was one of the advocacies that she mentioned. Mental health advocates, di ba?
Yeah.
Am I right?
So you mentioned sharing personal experiences, right? Is there any personal experience you'd like to share with us, JC, before we get started?
One personal experience na makashare na ko is, given that my friends know nga psych major ko, they come to me, asking for advice, or, they just want to let loose a little bit of steam. They're stressed from their courses, accounting, nursing, PT, ana-ana. And it's such a good feeling to know na the stigma around mental health it's still there, pero
it has gotten better over the years.
It's gotten better.
Very
exactly.
progressive approach.
Yes, kay people are open now, much more open to expressing how they feel instead of just keeping it in, diba?
Yeah.
And I think that's one thing I really like about it.
So, JC, thank you so much for sharing that.
So, ikaw, I'll turn the question to you. Unsa may mga personal experiences ni mga you can share to us?
Mental health awareness, I think probably around the same thing, focusing on the stigma, right? Where I think in the past years, people are more open about talking about their mental health, right? And yes. I think placing the importance of, our mental well-being as opposed to overlooking it. We make it more of a priority because we understand that it affects our day-to-day, the way we function day-to-day, right? So, I think it's important to talk about it more and make it more mainstream than actually shying away from it.
Absolutely. Pero, Zach, if you don't mind me asking, can we dig a little deeper into it ba? Deeper into mental health awareness. Where did it all begin ba?
Okay. So the movement was founded by the Mental Health America organization, currently known as National Association in America, in May of 1949.
And I also remember a few things na they spread awareness for conditions like depression, schizophrenia, mga bipolar disorders. These are some of the some disorders mentioned po sa atong intro to psych, which the first years might also relate to, diba?
Yeah, something we're very familiar with, right?
Yes.
So they really regard the trauma and the societal impact that mental illness has on a person's physical, emotional, and also mental well-being. So there's levels to this. So it's not just one thing or the other, but it's multiple things that get affected when your mental well-being is out of kilter, right? So how about the Philippines? How do we call attention to important mental health issues, JC?
Well, in the context of the Philippines, we have what we call the Mental Health Act, or otherwise known as RA 11036, designates that mental health services as a fundamental right for all Filipino citizens, where mental health services shall be free from coercion and accountable to the service users.
And where it legislates the full range of human rights for people enduring mental health illnesses, right?
Correct again, exactly. So I would love to refer our audience to a info drive that will be posted on our page soon. So if you want to know more, you can just go check that out.
Yeah, I think if you're watching this right now, the Psych Society page on Facebook, the SU Psych Soc page, has already started posting the info drive. So you can check that out there, okay? Because, I mean, we highly encourage people to check it out because in this day and age, it's very important to be informed, right? None of that fake news stuff, right?
Absolutely, I agree with you. At this juncture, we'd like to segue into the main event sa atong episode, which is to interact with our special guests.
Yes. So, we'll play a couple of games, and then depending on like the topics that will be discussed, they'll be related to the game that we'll be playing. And hopefully by the end of the episode, we'll learn a little bit more about our guests, maybe a little bit more about ourselves, and maybe the viewers can relate too.
Absolutely.
Right? So without further ado, we'd like to call on our third year level president, and as well as our society president.
Please welcome, give a big round of applause for Leslie Paalan and Karena Santa Cruz. Nice to have you guys here. No, thank you for making time to come on to the show.
Yeah. So, you guys ready? We'll play a game. Okay. So, what we'll be doing, we'll be playing a game called Burnout Bingo. Right? Burnout Bingo. Some alliteration there. So, while I talk about the mechanics of the game, can one of the staff members hand JC the materials we'll use? All right.
Thank you.
So, Leslie, Karena, we'll hand out a board of bingo to each of you. JC, please. So it doesn't matter. So there's no way to choose. And then 2 markers as well, okay? So now that each of you have a board of bingo, JC and I, without looking, will randomly pick out from this bucket like the call-out signs, and they relate to burnout, okay? And if the sign appears on your card, you will mark it, and wherever it is that appears on your card. And so the first person to get a full line, it doesn't matter if it's vertical, diagonal, or horizontal, you will yell bingo and you win the game. Yes? Okay. All right. So are we ready to start? JC, would you like to pick up the first word?
Absolutely. Wait, don't make me look. So for the first word sa Burnout Bingo, procrastination.
Procrastination.
Wonderful word. Ganahan ko nga word.
Ano tayo procrastination diri? Okay, procrastination while we're on the topic. Kamo ba kay busy ba kay ta? Because we are the 3 of us are officers. JC, college student. I think we're prone to procrastinating from time to time, right? So, are you a victim of procrastination? Are you a practitioner of procrastination?
Sige, we'd love to hear your thoughts.
Yes, very much.
Very much so. Okay.
Especially like you guys know that I have a lot of work. Like aside from like being a student, I am like the society president, so there's a lot of things that I have to like do. So I'm very guilty of this, and I'm not proud of it. But like mas ma-procrastinate ko sa school work rather than org work. Like I would be like, okay, I would like study later. I have to send emails, or I'll make this assignment later. I have to make a project proposal. So I keep procrastinating schoolwork. And that's no, that's a no. But I'm working on it.
How about you, Karena? Are you a practitioner of procrastination?
Yeah, since high school.
Veteran.
Yeah, really. I think it's a good thing and a bad thing. Like Leslie, like I'm not proud of it, but I love the pressure that I get from procrastination because like all the ideas just comes out of my mind and just like, oh yeah, like. The pressure is
so you're
good.
saying that when your back's against the wall, when you're procrastinating, you feel like you're more effective at doing what you have to do.
In a sense, but like sometimes I would cry because like, oh my god, I have a lot of things to do. But then after I cry, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm typing now. All the ideas are here. I'm good.
That's one way to do it. Oh, that's one way to do it, diba?
That's a very
Like I said, it's a good and a bad thing.
Yeah. All right.
Nakoy follow-up question ato. Would you say nga inyuhang reason for procrastinating is because you're unmotivated ba? Or is it because you're tired or what do you think? Is it because unmotivated mo?
Yes.
Yes. I hit the nail on the head. Unmotivated, anana?
Yes.
Ah.
Like, especially now, you know, like we have so much like schoolwork to do, and then like I'm gonna admit, like October is a big month for like psych stock, not just here in Silliman, but also like in other schools, because it's like mental health awareness month. So it's like we're expected to have events or like to do something for mental health awareness month. So like for the whole duration of October, I've been like I'm like, you know, low-key or probably high-key pressuring myself to have events for psych, especially, you know, it's like the first face-to-face classes again. So because of like those internal and external factors, like it's like I'm like overwhelmed. So because of that, you know, I'm tired or like I'm unmotivated, which resulted to procrastinating.
Gotcha. So when you're overwhelmed, you put things off.
I'd love to
Yeah.
hear Ate Karena's point of view. But
It's a yes and a no. Because what I notice is, like, I work when I'm in the mood. Like, I can be lazy all day, and then at the peak of the night, I have the mood not to do the things that I'm supposed to do.
Well, it's like a time thing.
Yeah, it's just like that. So
We would like to move on to the next word.
Absolutely.
yeah,
Right.
sure. Okay,
Isa
let's
na may
go.
kuwan. Ako?
Ako na pipili.
Ikaw na po ipili. I'm sorry, I'm so forgetful. Wait, let me shake. Don't look.
Ay,
wala
gani. Tabunan gani akong mata.
I almost dropped it. Okay, go.
Okay. So the next word is, how do you say this?
Absenteeism.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, JC. You
Was
saved
that
me.
Producer, was that the correct pronunciation of the word? Correct no? Okay.
Sakto to, crew.
I repeat, absenteeism.
Wow, thank you.
So professional. Sorry.
How about that word? Ay, wala tayo na.
Wala ko, zero ko.
How about you guys? Do you have absenteeism?
Yeah,
I do.
I do.
Sino
I do
doon
have
ako?
it too.
Kuwan. Would you guys care to share your
Or
experiences?
elaborate on
Oh, yes.
absenteeism?
What is it?
Ate Karena's asking for clarification.
Oh, so it's like,
Yeah.
you know, you have like a priority. Let's say, have you ever taken a day off to prioritize your the quality of rest that you have? So even if it like it means sacrificing not attending class for that day
In
or
Bisaya.
skipping your classes. Yeah.
In Bisaya, ni absent ka. Kanara.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Bisaya, di na-
I've done
English.
that many times. Like
Oh.
since I started college back in 2018, because like I had to sacrifice minor subjects for the major subjects, because I was really struggling with the major subjects, because it wasn't really the course that I wanted to take, but I was just forced to do it. So I would like do absent the 7 a.m. class to work on the bio activities and all that.
So,
Yeah.
so you feel like it's a necessary evil sometimes. Like you have to make that sacrifice.
Yeah, sometimes I think it's necessary.
Ito yung Leslie di ay.
Do you have, and Leslie, do you have anything to say about absenteeism? I feel like you're a perfect attendance kind of student.
Ako pod. Pila ba
The
na ako?
only time I was absent was when I was sick.
Di ba? Work hard, play hard.
Oh.
No. So, would you like to move on, Zach, to our next one?
Okay, ikaw na pipili.
Ako na pili. Sige, kalimot. Sige.
There.
The next word is scared.
Scared. Scared. I mean,
Wala ko scared. Naka scared.
okay, scared. I mean, bro, it's like, would you be scared if you're burnt out, or is it just because it's October? We're barreling towards Halloween.
Halloween season, the
Yeah.
Halloween feelings.
Spooky season. But
Scared.
would you be scared? How about you guys?
Yeah.
Would you be scared if you're like reaching that point of burnout?
Yes.
Yes. Dagan tag yes
Yes,
ka ron.
sige na. Kung relatable kayo.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I'm always scared actually.
Oh, you're scared?
Yeah.
And it's just like in an academic sense, or just like in general, you're scared.
In general.
In
I've
general.
always-
Sige, let's go to the next word. Ako na pipili.
Ang next word kay irritated. Ano irritated? sa'yo, di ba?
Irritated. How can ni?
Wala dyan pong kubinuang man eh.
Okay. No irritated on your card. Before we move on to the next word, irritated. Do you get irritated when you're burnt out, when you're tired from all the, like the deadlines, the things you have to do, your responsibilities, and you reach that point where it's like even the littlest things can tick you off?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, relatable lang itong burnout session.
I am irritated all the time.
All the time.
I mean, especially at home. Like, people at home knows that, her face says it all, so don't touch this girl. She's doing a lot of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, they know that. But in school, I'm not. Like, it depends on the environment I'm in. I'm kind of happy in school.
You get irritated?
Yeah, I don't know if you guys noticed it when like we're doing org work, but I think the biggest sign if I get irritated is I get super quiet. Because you guys know that I'm talkative. So if I get really quiet, that means I'm irritated.
All right.
So Zach, would you like to pick?
Got it. Let's see.
Wait lang, no, wait a minute. Go.
Eager mo kayo good.
Unfair kay ka.
Very greedy. For this next one,
Ay, sorry kayo.
Self-doubt. The word is self-doubt.
Ano ko, anak? Naka-self-doubt?
Are you asking me if I have the self-doubt on my card or if I have self-doubt about myself?
No, same. double highway day. Sorry kayo. Sa imong card ako, wala dyan ko.
Wala ko. Does anybody have self-doubt?
I do.
On your card, or you actually have self-doubt?
Both.
Oh, okay. Do you want to go on to the next word?
Sige. Ikaw na may mo ko ano?
Ako na mo shuffle.
Numbness.
Numbness. Update numbness.
I have numbness.
She picked up that mic super fast.
Nakakuha na dyan. Sige.
But like, to me, the way I understand numbness in terms of burnout is like when you just don't feel like doing anything at all.
Gotcha.
Like, I have
Okay.
so much to do and I'm so burnt out. Bahala na mo.
Do you feel like there are also like varying degrees or levels of numbness or is it just like general numbness?
It's general.
General
like it just
numbness.
hits you right
Right.
there. And I'm just like, numb. Okay.
Gotcha.
And then I just go
Is
to
there a
sleep.
way that you cope or deal with the numbness?
Good question.
Sleep. Sleep.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a
That's
good
how I
question.
go
Good
sleep.
question, good response.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Let's go to the next word. Ako na pipili?
Ikaw na pipili.
Okay. The word is uncommitted.
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 Bingo.
Bingo?
Bingo.
Ano pas sige nakadaog na bingo. Okay, well, I guess since nakadaog na si Leslie, so the word was uncommitted. So to close it out, what do you have to say about being uncommitted and how it relates to burnout?
Well, for me, like being uncommitted, there's like a lot of factors that play into part of that being uncommitted. So like it ties in with the other like symptoms of burnout, like you're tired or like you're sick. So because of those, it could affect how you want to do things, and because of that, you're like, oh, this is too big of a project for me, or this is something that's so hard for me to do. So it results to you being uncommitted because like it's just too difficult for you at that time.
Do you feel like it can also compromise the quality of your work if you feel like you're uncommitted?
Yeah, absolutely. Because like you're just gonna like for example an assignment or a test, like you're just gonna do the bare minimum of what's instead of doing your best, you're just gonna be like, oh, I'm just for the sake of passing or for the sake of doing.
Gotcha. Thank you so much for playing Burnout Bingo with us.
Thank you for your wonderful responses. Good, ganahan ko Cinematobag. And with that, I think that closes out this part of Burnout Bingo, diba?
I think so. Thank you for playing Burnout Bingo with us.
Thank you so much. So moving on, Zach, what do we have in store for them ba?
So before we let them go, we want to play one more game with you guys. It's going to be Spin the Wheel. So while I talk about the mechanics, can one of the crew members hand JC the iPad?
Yo.
Wow, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
So, spin the wheel. The person spins the wheel. Whatever it lands on will be the discussion topic. So, it's either me or JC. We're going to spin the wheel that's on the iPad right now. And then whatever it lands on, you'll discuss it, right? And these are still going to relate to burnout, right? And then, while you're talking, maybe you can give us tips and tricks on how you usually cope with whatever the wheel lands on. Gets?
You guys understand?
Yes.
So, Zach, no,
Should I spin or you should
I want you to spin first. I want you to
Okay.
spin.
Let's see.
Yun. Good spin.
Burnout. We landed on burnout. Okay. I'm gonna assume Leslie wants to answer first.
Okay.
Okay, so Leslie, what can you, in your own words, what is burnout to you?
Oh, to me, burnout is when you really don't want to do anything anymore. Like you're just like extremely tired, extremely unmotivated. Like you just want to do nothing. That's burnout to me.
And it doesn't matter if you're like, if you're passionate about it or if it's required. When you're burnt out, you just don't want to do anything.
Yes.
Right.
Do you think, kuan ba, like it's different from being lazy? Kanang burnout?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because I think like being lazy is just like momentarily, like just at that moment. Whereas burnt out is like a longer period of time. Like it lasts for like probably weeks to months, and like being lazy is just like okay, maybe just like a few hours or just a day. But whereas burnout, it's like a more serious case.
It's a very long-term thing.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So, I think for the final question about burnout, what are your personal signs of burnout? Like, how do you know when you're starting to burn out?
Ooh, okay. For me, I get really tired easily. Like even if I get like 8 hours of sleep, and then I wake up and like do schoolwork or come to school, I get really tired and I don't want to do like schoolwork anymore. And especially if like I have other commitments like psych society stuff, I get really overwhelmed, like, oh my gosh, like another partnership, or like I have to study for this exam, or like we should have an event or something like that. So like everything just feels so overwhelming, and it feels like I just like want to run away.
You just feel so drained. Right?
Yeah, and like I just like want to drop all my responsibilities and just like hide.
Gotcha. Wow. Well, thank you for that, Leslie. And I think, last but not least, let's move on to Karena. Would you like to spin the wheel this time?
Absolutely. Can you hold it for me, darling? I got you. So katong imo magituyok, ako I'll just click the spin button. Yeah? Bang.
Okay, motivation.
Ooh, motivation. I think it's
Interesting.
that's a very interesting note to end on.
Absolutely.
So I think Karena has a lot to say about motivation. So
Parang
do
ako-
you? Before we start off, do you have a lot to say about motivation or no?
We'll see.
We'll see. Okay. Okay. So Karena, in your own words, what is motivation? What is motivation to you?
To me, motivation is something that uplifts me and that pushes me to do a certain task or a certain thing in general. Yeah.
I have another question for you, Karena.
Okay.
Kanang, what do you do to keep yourself motivated bisag like the lack of motivation is there?
Oh yeah. I think I would take breaks when I notice that I'm unmotivated now. When I have the desire to do things, I would take breaks and try to cope with like Korean dramas. You know,
K-dramas. Okay.
because my greatest goal is like to be on the medical field. So that's what keeps me motivated. But sometimes there are days when you just don't have the motivation to do things. So I take a break, I watch a few medical dramas and stuff, and it's nice because in those shows you really get like the inspiration to do something. So after the break, that's when I get the motivation, reboot, and then do things again.
Gotcha. So she has like a fresh start.
Yeah.
You remind yourself why you started, right?
Yes.
I think to close it out for the final question, is there anything or anyone that motivates you in your life?
Good question.
Currently no, but I'm trying to grasp the motivation from within.
Gotcha.
From
So like
myself.
self-reliant motivation.
Yeah, because someone told me before that in life you will not find motivation all the time. You will be unmotivated.
Gotcha.
So it's important that you develop discipline within yourself. So that's what I'm trying to work on these days, especially now that I'm an officer and I have schoolwork too. I'm in a learning process. So yeah, it's the discipline that I'm trying to work on to keep me motivated in everything.
Discipline. Keyword, Anna, discipline.
Discipline.
Yeah.
And relying on yourself, because motivation isn't something that you're always going to come across, right?
Fleeting.
Fleeting,
Fleeting.
right.
Absolutely.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
I think that ends our time with you guys, but I think before we let you guys go, is there anybody that both of you want to shout out? Anyone or like any orgs or people that might be watching? Do you want to shout out right now?
I want to shout out, or I want to call out my third year level officers, because if you guys didn't know, we created a info drive that tackles on burnout, motivation, and time management as well. So keep yourself posted in the social media page and visit the department bulletin board to see what we have in store for you.
Right, so check out the Psych Society, the SU Psych Society Facebook page. The info drive that you mentioned is going to be on there. How about you, Leslie? Do you have anyone to shout out?
Shout out to Psych Society officers, year level officers, and the executive committee. You guys have done so well so far in all our activities, especially the UnPSYCHika team. This would not have been possible if it weren't for you guys. And I think the producers know that UnPSYCHika is like what we call as our baby, and like for me and Tristan and Darth, my vice presidents, because like we were the ones who thought of this. So like seeing this happen because of you guys, it makes me really happy. So thank you so much, guys.
Wow. I think that's it. That closes our time out with Rhayana and Leslie, our third year level president, and then our society president.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for spending time with us today.
Thank you for having us.
So for our next segment, we'd like to invite our next guests, the first and second year level presidents. Why are you laughing? Don't laugh at me. So we would like to invite them. Their names are Vinci Cosicol and Francesca Pinili.
Let's give them a round of applause, please.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. So, guys, we have something very spicy to do. And kuan na gud siya, simple na gud siya nga Q&A portion, and I feel like inyo na po na siya ma-answer relatively easy. Do you think so?
So is it simple or spicy, or is it both?
Spicy siya kay simple siya.
Okay.
Oh, so would you like to explain the mechanics para di sila malibog?
All right, I got you. All right, welcome, Fran. Welcome, Vinci. So we're going to be playing a game called This or That. Okay, so the mechanics, it's going to be me and JC, the host. We're going to ask you a few questions, right? We're going to give you two options, and then you, the guest, are going to write what you honestly do between the two. So it's going to be this or that. Gets?
Yeah, gets.
All right. Do we have the whiteboards for our guests, please? Thank you, Dan.
Thank you, Dan. Where's the big round of applause? There's no applause.
Oh, please, for our
Let's
producer.
have a big round of applause. Thank you so
All right.
much, Dan.
So, JC, you know what? I'll give you the first question.
What
Ask
a-
our lovely guest.
What an absolute gentleman for doing that to me. I appreciate you so much, Zach. Okay, guys, akong first question for you. You get to choose, diba? Ina naman mong Zach sa instructions.
Yes.
So akong first nga question for you guys is, would you rather be busy or free? So while gasulat sila, ikaw, what do you think? What would you...
So I feel like busy or free, depending on the context, right? So while they think about the responses, I think I personally would like to be busy because I don't like being stagnant. Does it make sense? Like I don't want to be not doing anything.
Absolutely. Nalibog ko sa stagnant, kayo kabulo sa meaning sa stagnant. Sumana sila answer. So, para nako, I'd like to ask the first year president, Miss Vinci Cosicol.
Yes,
Kasi na-answer
hello.
nimo sa pangutana?
Actually, my answer is busy because just like what Kuya Zach said, I'd rather be doing something than be stagnant because I feel like I feel more productive when I'm doing something rather than not doing anything at all. Yes.
Excellent take. Pareha gid mong duha. Ikaw, Francesca?
Well, I chose free. Well, Zach said earlier that being free somewhat means you're being stagnant, but I don't see it as that way. After being busy doing so many things, I want to be free from all sorts of responsibilities. So yeah, that's why I chose.
That's a pretty valid response. Like she wasn't trying to contradict me, but she was just giving her point of view that free doesn't necessarily mean you're not doing anything. She just wants to be free from being busy.
Maka-resonate ko, ana.
Yeah.
Her answer is what hit me the most. Because unlike you, like her day, I'd rather be free because, you know, kita, students in general, not just psych majors, to all the audience watching, not just psych majors, but to all the audience nga from different college departments, we're very stressed out. So it's good to have, you know, free time pud sometimes, no, to unwind, decompress.
Yeah.
Oh no, the burnout happened! we continue rolling. I'm sorry for the technical difficulties.
But the show must go on.
Oh, the show must go on. Sorry for the accidental prone areas. Excellent points. Like For you resonated with Vinci's answer. Ako, I resonated with Francesca's answer. With respect to each other's own opinions, di ba?
Yeah, we get to see different perspectives.
Absolutely. You're absolutely correct. So, since naka-ask na ko nila og question, would you like to ask the next question?
I'll take the second question.
Yes,
You know
sir.
what? All right. I'd like to hear from both of you. Working hard or hardly working?
I like that question.
So while they're writing the responses down, how about you? Working hard or hardly working?
Mutayin siya sa the first question I asked niya. Si Francesca, she answered diba? To be free. I'd rather be not working good. I'm big on decompressing. Some say it is being lazy, or some say it is being procrastinating. Being procrastinating, what is happening to my sentences? So, para nako, being free. Oh wait, was that the question?
No, working hard or hardly working, brother. All right, it's okay, because I think
Sorry.
I think they've already made their decision, so I think they saved you there. Can we see your responses? How about you, friend? Let's start off with you.
Okay. Well, I chose working hard because, well, it sort of ties in with my first answer. After working hard and doing all your responsibilities, you can really enjoy being free from all that work.
Very, very insightful response. He's saying that as long as like you put in the work, you also have to make time for the things that taking a break from work. So you work hard and you also play hard, right? How about you, Vinci? What did you put down?
We actually have a similar answer. It's working hard because as you said, it ties into the first question. Working hard because if you're busy and you don't work hard on what you're doing, it wouldn't make sense anymore. Your work has to have quality, diba? So yeah, working hard.
And it also feels like if you're working hard, you also have like purpose, right?
Yeah, that
That's
way.
true, right? So you work hard and you play hard. That's what I got from that. JC, let's move on to the third question. What's your next two options you're gonna give our lovely guests?
Can I have a second to choose from the remaining questions?
Okay, but don't take too long.
Okay, so para nako kanide siya. I like this one. Kanisha, the original question was formulated as colorful or bleak. But we can rephrase that. We can say nga, would you rather be optimistic or pessimistic? Nakita ka to sa reaction, blink to check daghan.
Maybe it was a bit too complex for her.
Yes.
But about you, so optimistic, pessimistic, glass half full, glass half empty. What do you think?
Optimistic for sure. It's all about mindset, diba? You have to have a positive mindset to like dive into things. Ikaw?
Do you believe in manifestation, having like the positive mindset?
Oh, I see that all the time on Twitter. I manifest this bad energy.
Twitter.
No, I don't manifest this negative energy. Something like that.
Is that a proper source?
Oh no. That's I'm sorry. I apologize for using that in this context. Ikaw?
I don't know, it's kind of tough. I'm probably maybe in the between, like being a realist, but also like being positive, right?
Okay.
How about you? Let's hear from both of you. Let's start with Vinci.
Okay, so actually, I agree in what you said, Kuya. Pero I chose pessimistic because those sayings when you say you have to expect less so that you wouldn't be disappointed, although it would help your mindset if you think positively at the same time. But yes, pessimistic would resonate with me more.
So you're more of like a realist, right?
Yeah.
That makes sense. How about you, friend?
Okay, so I chose optimistic or colorful. I'd like to see more color in my life than have a monochromatic point of view. Well, despite I understand the fact that some people are realists, I think being optimistic or hopeful about what's to come after a certain event, it's what would keep us going in life.
That is true. Like having that like motivation, making sure that you're always like thinking positive thoughts, so that when you're met with something unexpected, you always get to think more positively than feeling like it's the end of the world. Right?
I did choose optimism sa sugod, pero in yung perspective, it made me think po nga, you need to be a realistic pod sometimes, diba? Yeah,
That is true.
that was good points made.
I got the next question.
Ikaw na?
Oh yeah, I think so.
I'm so forgetful nowadays.
All right. You know what? Let's go with, since we're like students and you're also like our year level officers, right? There's always like this pressure to like have certain roles and always have to upkeep with our responsibility. So my question between this or that, perfect or passing?
That's a tough question.
Yeah, that's what we're asking you. so while they're thinking of the response, JC, perfect or passing? How about you?
Ako, I just rather get it done with yun. You know.
So passing.
Passing,
Yeah.
absolutely passing. Ikaw?
I think once again it's like in the middle where sometimes you can't let perfection get in the way of getting something done. Because like maybe you're passing, maybe when you get stuff done, it's already great. But then maybe being a perfectionist can stop you from passing, right?
Pero if you had to choose.
Probably
one.
passing, just getting stuff done, right?
Kinda, I was getting the same vibe. Looks like
Did you get your responses done?
They're making revisions.
Oh, they had like some doubts. I think our answers may have
Yes,
influenced them.
Influential psychologies. What?
Are you ready to answer?
Yes.
All right, let's
Yes.
hear from Fran first.
Well, so I chose passing. Just because something isn't perfect doesn't mean it's not good enough. So, I mean, like, with regards to our things that, the things that we need to do as officers and as, rear level representatives or stuff like that, we don't always, we're not always perfect, and we'll be making mistakes along the way, and I think we have to allow room for us to make mistakes so that we can learn from them. So, yeah.
Good.
Passing is...
Good response.
I'm
How about you,
flabbergasted.
Vinci?
I'm flabbergasted. It was such a good answer.
We actually have the same answer and explanation.
Yeah.
I also chose passing because, well, you can't always get things done perfectly. And as students, we can't always guarantee that everything is going to be more than good enough. So passing would be like a better answer for me rather than saying it has to be perfect all the time. Although you have to think that your work has to have quality and that it's very good.
Yeah, I think all four of us share the same sentiments. I think if anybody's watching out there, I think they can also relate that just because you're passing and it's not perfect doesn't mean it's not good, right? So as long as you get stuff done, I think that's what's important, right? How about you?
Honestly speaking, Zach, I'm still flabbergasted by how good your answers were. I wasn't expecting. I was so simplistic with my answer, passing. I just passed just to pass, get the job done. Sila kay they wanted to, perfection is not what you pass, but what you. I did not understand the whole thing, but you know what I mean. I know the audience knows what I mean. I did not get what they said right, but I know you know what they said. You know what I mean? I know what you mean.
All right. Let's move
Oh,
on
sorry,
to
kayo.
your two options.
So
JC.
ako, my next question for you guys. Would you rather pick priorities ninyo or go to parties?
Ooh, that's a good one, especially because like they're entering their, they're starting off in college, first and second year, so maybe they're trying to put themselves out more, right? So I think it'd be interesting to find out what the responses are if they want to balance their priorities, or maybe their priorities are the parties, right?
That's an excellent.
I
way to
don't
put
think
it.
so. I think they're good kids.
Yes, they.
Yeah.
Oh, they nod their head. They nod their head in agreement. Zach, I think you hit the nail on the head.
Okay. But how about you? Before we get to the responses, how about you? Priorities or parties?
Absolutely priorities. I was raised by my grandmother to work hard. I in my free time I like to solve math problems and statistical analysis. Ikaw, what do you like to do? Would you rather pick parties or kanang kuan? Priorities ninyo.
Since I'm not a big party person, I think priorities.
That's very hard to believe, but okay, go. Don't make me laugh.
I think they're still writing down.
Oh, you still.
Oh, do you have your answers already?
Yeah.
All right, so let's start off with Vinci for this one. So priorities or parties, Vinci?
Priorities. I'm not really a party girl of some sort, but I do know how to have fun. Pero kasi, if you talk about choosing between the both of them, it has to be priorities because then if you make partying a priority, then magmahay ka. You're gonna end up cramming, and I don't like it. Although I do it most of the time.
That's a big takeaway.
But
The keyword,
I like that.
the keyword is magmahay,
Yeah,
right?
spell magmahay.
M-A-G. Is there a space for a dash? M-A-H-A-Y. Did I get that right?
Can we get a confirmation from the audience? Very wrong. Oh no. I'm so sorry for the setup. I thought you could spell it. No, I'm so sorry.
All right, we'll move on. How about you, Fran? Priorities or parties?
My answer is the same as Vinci's. It's priorities. Well, parties can always happen later anyway. So maybe even after getting your priorities done, you can go and party.
That's a good answer. That's a good response, because she's saying that as long as you get stuff done, then there's always time to have fun, right?
Striking a balance. Striking
Striking
a balance.
True.
BALANCE.
Why are you spelling? I didn't even ask you to spell it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. I apologize. That was a sudden behavior of mine. So, Zach, would you like to ask the next question?
Okay. All right. Looking through the choices, you know what? Fran and Vinci, and depending on the context here, fast or slow. And then you could probably think it in different contexts, maybe educational, maybe in a social sense, right? Or maybe like how you tackle your passions or interests.
Yeah,
fast
life
or
in
slow.
general,
Yeah.
ana-ana pod.
How about you, JC? Fast or slow? Before we, hear from them.
Personally, I'd like to take it slow. Like, I like to absorb whatever it is I'm experiencing. For example, a good moment with friends, take it in really slow. Just enjoy the moment. Ikaw, you look like the type nga murag fast. Ganahan ka nga,
No, I think
get it done.
on the
Na-
contrary, I think slow. Because I think the older I've gotten, I feel like I'd rather enjoy the learning process and be in the moment first before, instead of just like rushing headfirst into things.
Absolutely.
Which is, I think, how I would be when I was younger. But now that I'm here, I think I'd rather take things slow.
Same
I think they've already got the responses done.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes.
All right, let's hear from Fran first. So, Fran, fast or slow?
Well, I chose fast, and I also made it clear that I like to be fast with my work because I'm the type of person that likes to get things done as soon as possible. Like the moment a task or homework has been given to me, I make sure that I get it done as much as possible.
Very, very efficient, to say the least. Like, I think she's the type to put like a to-do list, and it's always like boom, 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 like
I
getting
do.
it done, right?
I do.
Naka-timetable and everything. You're
Yeah,
on Microsoft Excel a lot na.
the
Task
sole
complete, task
thing-
complete. Ana, good.
Do you have a
Yeah.
planner, Fran?
Not necessarily a planner, but like there's this schedule thing at Seoul, and I'd make sure to look at it at all times so I'd
I
know.
didn't even know.
Yeah, there is.
We're not students enough.
All right, let's hear from Vinci before we embarrass ourselves even
sorry.
further.
Okay, go.
I answered slow.
Slow.
Because I like to take the time that I need para makuha na ko dayon ang like I have to gather my thoughts because I admit I'm a procrastinator and I don't want to get things done as fast as like kanang other people would do gani because if I have time ganahan ko na dapat I have quality work and at the same time I don't want to kanang rush through things kay just like what you said I'd rather take in the process.
Absolutely.
I hope we're
Also-
not influencing their their responses. Because I think like when we talk, they're probably like, you know what, I'm gonna write that down.
Yes, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah. There's always something that we could take from their answers. No?
Yeah,
We could
of
always
course.
apply. For example, kanang answer ni friends, I'll probably go home right now. I'll do that. I'll check my calendar. I'll do
Check
that.
Soul that if we had like that planner thing, I didn't know that existed.
Oh, me too. I didn't know that existed as well. So, para na ako, I'll check that tonight.
And this
Thank
is
you
our
for that.
and this
Thank
is
you
our
for
third
that.
year using Soul. You know what? Let's move on.
You're
Give
embarrassing.
them their two options,
You're embarrassing
JC.
me. Okay, para na ako. This is my last question for you guys. Okay? Would you rather work hard or work smart? Oh, they're thinking very deeply. Ikaw,
I can hear their gears turning in their
their
head.
inner monologues in their brain cells.
But I think I'm not gonna like lie to you. What was the question?
Oh, that's not a problem. People make mistakes all the time. Work hard or work smart?
Work hard or work smart? You know what? Since I think I'm on the fence between being very hardworking and somebody who can be a bit lazy. I think when you're a bit lazy but you also like getting stuff done, you'll find a way to get that stuff done in a more efficient way.
Absolutely.
So work smart.
Absolutely.
Always gotta work smart.
Absolutely. Oh, it looks like they have their answers now. Am I correct? Do you guys have your answers
Yeah,
now?
we
Oh,
have
they're
that.
smiling in approval again.
Okay.
So, I'd like to start with Vinci na po. Would you like to share your answers with us?
I wrote work smart kasi what's the use of working hard if you don't work smart enough for it? That's like the shortest answer I can give. That's it. Yeah.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Absolutely. Straight to the point.
Yeah.
Hit the nail on the head.
Work smart.
Oh, not hard.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, thank you for that, Vinci. So let's hear from Fran. Work hard, work smart.
Well, I said here, why not both? I don't think. I think both working smart and working hard go well together. So why can't you just do both at the same time?
You know what? That's a very, very spunky response.
I appreciate her thinking out of the box. That was such an
true.
out of the box response.
Like best of both worlds.
Yes.
That you work smart, but you also work hard. So they go hand in hand.
I like
Right.
the answer. Very,
That's a good one. Thank
very
you so much for
critical
that, Fran.
thinking
You know what?
opinion there. Yes.
Yeah. And should we move on to the last question? I'll give the last question.
Yeah, ikaw.
All right. So I think since we're on the topic, the entire theme of the podcast is motivation, right? Part of it's motivation. The last question, the last two options I'm going to give both of you is, do you want to be motivated or constantly uninspired?
Excellent question.
And then I think they have to really think about it because it's like, why would you everybody want to be uninspired? But I have something to say, so we'll see. We'll see if what the responses are to that. But I definitely have like a take on why. You know what? Let's wait for the responses first.
Out of all of the questions you've asked, that's my favorite one. By
Thank
far,
you.
that's my favorite
Thank
one.
you. I think because it definitely ties back into the theme of the podcast.
Absolutely.
Right.
Never forget the theme.
All right. Were you ready?
Yeah, we're good.
All right. You know what? For this last one, let's start with Vinci.
Okay. Obviously, I wrote motivated because, well, why would you want to be uninspired in the first place? But at the same time, kasi you don't always get to have the motivation that you need to do something. But my motivation is pressure.
Excellent answer.
Like
Yeah,
like a
'cause-
deadline.
Yeah, because again, I'm a procrastinator and I don't think I can ever get things done unless I'm pressured. So, yes.
Okay.
Excellent take. Ganahan ko sa
And you know what they say, Vinci? Pressure creates diamonds, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you for the response. How about you, friend?
Well, I also picked motivated. I agree with what Vinci says, where you need to have some sort of deadline to meet your goals and stuff like that. Also, what was I gonna say?
It's okay. It's okay. Take your time.
Well, I think motivation is what would get us out of burnouts.
Okay. She tied it back to the
Absolutely,
theme
but-
of the podcast as well. All right.
Yes.
I think for me, JC, you know, they definitely want to be motivated, which it's a very valid response to, you know, especially as college students, we always want to have motivation to getting work done, right, guys? But I think for me, the reason why I wanted to wait for the response is because I personally want to be uninspired. How about you? Motivated or uninspired?
No. I'm with the both of them because
Motivated.
Motivated.
So,
Absolutely.
I think the reason for me that I would go uninspired, which maybe might be a shocker, right? I think for me, if you rely on motivation, I feel like motivation is very fleeting, right? So you know what fleeting means? That it comes and goes, right? So if you rely on motivation, I feel like you might not get work done if you're always looking for motivation. So for me, I'd rather be in the middle or maybe uninspired. Ooh, sorry about that.
You almost dropped it.
But I'd rather be uninspired because I feel like I'd rather rely on routine and discipline as opposed to relying on motivation. And I think that's why I wanted to wait for responses first. But that's my take, right?
Kana to nakoy naganahan ask nila. So karon nga you've heard Zach's answer. Do you feel like a different type of way, or do you think motivation is still the way to go for you?
Personally, motivation is still my choice. Because
It's the driving force for you.
yeah, it's my drive. Pero I mean, my friends always motivate me, so I don't think I have to kanang think na hala dili ko ma-motivate karon kay like
Makes sense.
walay mo motivate na ako or wala ko yung motivation. I always have motivation. I mean, personally, thanks to my friends. Pero
Absolutely.
yes, motivation pa rin.
It's always good no to have that fallback
Yeah.
friend group. You
Making
can always
sure that
rely
you're
on.
always motivated. Yeah.
Absolutely.
What about you, Frank? Can you relate to what Vinci just said?
Yes, and also I don't think your motivation necessarily has to be fleeting. I think your motivation can also be something concrete, which is why it could also help you get out of burnouts and such.
That's true. That's true. Right.
With respect to each other's opinions, we all have different answers to the question. Absolutely.
And I think that's the reason for this portion of the podcast, this or that, so we can get like the different perspectives and answers from the four of us. Maybe the people watching can also gather different perspectives from each of our answers.
To those watching in the camera, everybody in the audience, I know that you have your own answers, so with respect to your answers, they are also very valid, and we hear you. We hear you. We hear you.
So moving on, Francesca and Vinci, we're gonna play another game. This time it's gonna be called Spin the Wheel.
Senior producer, can I have the iPad for the event? Thank you.
Senior producer,
writer.
Eunice.
I'm so sorry, senior writer. Can we give a big round of applause for our senior writer? Eunice Lemque.
Thank you. All right, so while JC preps the iPad, do you have to do any prepping? I don't think so.
I do.
Okay, so while he preps the iPad, I'm gonna talk about the mechanics first. Okay, so we're gonna spin the wheel, and whatever it lands on will be the discussion topic. And then you elaborate, expound upon the discussion topic with the questions we're gonna ask, and maybe you can add some tips and tricks personally in how you cope with that specific thing that the wheel lands on. Okay. So are we ready to spin the wheel, JC?
Do you want to do the honors of spinning the wheel?
I'll spin it first.
Oh, magnificent.
Okay. Do I do it like really fast? Okay.
Spin it however you want to spin it.
Motivation. Okay.
Motivation.
So it landed on motivation. I'm gonna ask between Fran and Vinci who wants to answer.
You can go first.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so Vinci's gonna
I'd go
answer. Right?
first.
Okay.
So do you want to ask Vinci the questions about motivation, JC?
Absolutely. Vinci, akong pangutan na about motivation is, what is motivation? For you, at least.
Well, motivation for me, like in shorter terms, is the my drive to work. Yes, that's it. Kay, di ba, medyo taas-taas if I elaborate on it more when, like, if we talk about motivation, you just think na, ay, hala, para rabito na siya kuan, para matulin ka sa imong gibuhat or ma-inspire ka about something. So yes, motivation is my drive to do work. Kana.
Is there anything or anyone that comes to mind when you think of motivation?
Excellent question. Excellent question.
In my life, I value my friends a lot because I consider them my family, manggod. So I like the fact now whenever we do something, we focus jud on it, and then if ever malihis me sa among gibuhat, we remind each other nga, huy, ayaw sa pagdula kay dapat imo nang humnon kay kablo jud sila nga procrastinator kay ganda ko.
So they, in a way, they keep you grounded, no?
Yes.
They keep you, si tawagan na, unsay uso ana karon,
They-
responsibility, accountability body.
There you go.
Something like that.
Yes.
And para nimo, it does help niya.
It actually does. Kay without if I don't tell them that I'm doing something very important, malimot pug ko og apil. Nadi ko something important buhaton.
Basin, mangita po dagoy may accountability body, Anisa? Okay. To move on, since we're talking about like tips and tricks, how do you, Vinci, keep yourself motivated or maybe moving despite having a lack of motivation from time to time?
Excellent.
Oh,
Excellent
okay. Well, except aside sa like I tell my friends about the things that I'm going to do. Kay I love updating people. Kay tabian kay kung dako. From time to time, I put like sticky notes on my table. Mo na siya kay what if day malimot pud ako friends og apil. So ako motivation is like I draw something cute nga related sa unsa akong kailangan buhaton, and then I love cute things. So like hala cute kay ni siya. Ano ma-motivate ko gama kay dapat cute pud akong gamon. Yes.
That's a very interesting take on like something that grabs your attention, no?
Yeah.
Or you can do the task. Excellent take. So, si Franz na pod, we'll make her spin. Oh, we'll spin the wheel.
For
and then-
Fran, so maybe we can land on a different topic. Or maybe if
Exactly.
it lands on motivation, again, we can have a different perspective from Fran.
Absolutely.
Right.
Okay. Do you want to spin the wheel again or should I spin it?
I'll hold it, you can spin it this time.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. Okay, sige. I'll spin the wheel. Oh, it's a motivation again.
Motivation again.
What a divine intervention.
Okay.
Well.
So, like we asked Vinci earlier, what is motivation in your own words, Fran?
Well, for me, motivation is something that keeps me going, something that keeps me working hard and doing my best.
So same as Koan, Vinci, it's your driving force to move forward. And
Yes, exactly.
a similar question to what we asked Vinci, is there anyone in particular that pushes you forward?
Well, it's
Anyone or anything.
Anything. I'm so sorry, the vernacular is not vernacularing. Okay. Is there anyone or anything pushing you forward?
it's my family. Mostly my parents. They're like an inspiration for me because every day I can see that they're working hard for me and my family, and I want to be just like them. I want to work as hard as they do so I can also like provide for my family as well.
Such a selfless response, kid. I like that answer, Kaye. You're not so self-centered sa imong answer nga, I'm doing this for me, I'm doing this for me. You're also doing it for the people you care about, no?
It's not just about herself, right?
Exactly. So you're motivated because you also want to help the other people in your life.
Exactly. Yes.
I like your answer. Ika, what do you have in your head when it comes to that?
I think for me, like, it makes sense, right? Like, it makes sense to, like, not just put your eggs in one basket. So you'd be like, I'm doing this for myself, but also for everybody else around us, right? So, Fran, to move on, the same thing we asked Vinci again. How do you keep yourself motivated?
Well, I mean, I'm always surrounded by my family anyway, and as much as possible, I try to help out with like the chores at home. I would, like, for example, I mean, the most I would do is clean the car, the family car, and I would also drive them whenever they need to do groceries. So yeah, as much as possible, like, as I help them, I'm always reminded that this is why I work hard. I do it for my family.
Just a clarification, you do have a driver's license, right?
Yes, I do, of course.
Kids never drive unless you have a driver's license. That is a very irresponsible and illegal act.
I'm of legal age.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Wonderful. We
That's good
just
to
had to
hear.
clarify. So, that response po to that second question, Fran. Akong nabantayan, the pattern is that it all revolves on the people around you. No? It's not so much about you, it's so much about the people who you affect personally.
I feel like it's like the importance of a support system, right?
Yes.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys, sa inyong mga tubag. That was amazing, ilang mga tubag.
Very insightful.
They contributed po to our learning. Kay from listening to them, ako personally, nadyo ko yung na-learn. Kaya ako, when it comes to motivation, I just try to motivate myself. Selfish ko sa pag-motivate. Pero they gave me a different perspective. Si Vinci, she talks about how friends are your support system and they try to keep you in check, no? They keep you grounded and they're the support system that fits or that's tailored to your fit, di ba? Sakto ba to akong pag-ingon? Audience, comment down if sakto ba to or dili.
And then I think on the same page, Fran takes on that family aspect, right?
The support system, Jud.
Yeah, but that's like the common thing between both of them. That
Ay, sakto,
they
yes,
have a support
absolutely.
system.
I apologize.
So I think that pretty much wraps it up with our time with Fran and Vinci. You know what? Thank you guys so much for spending your time with us today.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you
And
so much.
you know, I hope you enjoyed your time in the episode.
Yeah, we did.
And before we let you go, do you have anybody or anyone or anything that you want to shout out?
Oh, okay. Well, hello to all my friends watching this, and hi, mommy and daddy. I'm on a podcast now. Okay. EJ, Nick, Fel, Desiree. Hi.
And how about you, Vinci?
I'd like to give my shout out to all of my batchmates and my friends as well. Adrian, Trisha, Shal, Jake, Isa, and the rest of the group that I hang out with all the time ever since I came into college. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you guys so much. And I think it's time to move on to our next segment. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So now it's probably a good idea to move on to our next segment where we read and react to the responses from the student body.
Yeah,
So-
I think I'd like to hear about what the student body has to say in regards to burnout and motivation time management, but mostly burnout, right?
Exciting, diba? Okay, so Zach, do you want to start off with the first question? Okay, it's important to read the questions, but they know what we're gonna talk about. So first question.
The
Zach, you
first
wanna read
question that we asked the student body is, how did you personally experience burnout? And I think for me, it's important to ask this because burnout is burnout, regardless of how you experience it, right? And we know that everybody experiences burnout one way or another, and it could vary from person to person. So we pose this question in the hopes that we get varying and unique responses, and we can make them feel validated. Because like I said, burnout is burnout regardless of how you experience it, right?
Absolutely.
How about the second question? Can you elaborate on it?
For the second question, it states that in the case that you did experience burnout, can you say that you have motivated yourself out of it, or are you currently motivating yourself out of it, like right now? And this is also a very important question to ask because it talks about the present. We are going through a lot as students as well. Midterms are coming up. We have a lot of projects to deal with, and it's also critical or very important to acknowledge that we should, acknowledge or evaluate our own efforts. And overcoming burnout is not just developing awareness or like being mentally aware sa ato ang mga well-beings, but it's also identifying ways of coping with burnout. And sa akong napang mention, it's also important po na we share these experiences with each other para we can also have tips and maybe listen to the feedback of others and maybe take from what they say.
Should we start?
Yeah, of course, actually.
All right.
Do you want to read question number 1?
I'll
sa
read
atong mga
the-
responses?
I mean entry number 1.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Entry day.
Entry. Okay, so this is gonna be from our viewers. The first entry is gonna be from Sweet Corn, and she is a second year BSMT from the Institute of Clinical and Laboratory Sciences. So the first question: how did you personally experience burnout? She said, I experienced the feeling of burnout whenever I burned the midnight oil. So she studies a lot, right? Like she works late into the night. The midnight oil to study for a tsunami of exams, but end up receiving unsatisfactory results regardless. It makes me feel as though all of my efforts go to waste despite the sacrifices I make. Receiving low scores makes me lose all my motivation to study for the next assessment, which leads to a wave of emotional numbness that then becomes a cycle that I feel chained to. So before we move on to like the next question for Sweet Corn, let's like dissect that a little bit, right? She's saying that she's doing all that she can, but then she's not getting the results that she wants, and that leads to like this very like negative chain reaction. Like it's a snowball effect.
Brings her down.
Yes,
brings her down.
Because like she's not seeing like the fruits of her labor, right?
I mean, you'd expect, diba, na if you work hard, you'd also,
that
get the
good things will
results you
come
want.
of it, right?
Yeah. Pero in her case specifically, it just brings her down even more, right? So that's
that's a very
deep.
tough.
Yeah,
that's a
that's
tough
tough.
like rut to be in because she does work hard. Like she said, midnight oil, so she's always like up studying, but then she's not seeing the results that she wants. So let's go to the second one. So, how have you effectively done this, or how are you effectively overcoming your burnout? So, she had a pretty funny response. She said, "Maghuna-huna ni crush," diba? But she's a joke. So it's like, I mean, maka-relate ba mga viewers or ang crew dira na kung ngita kag motivation, maghuna-huna ka ni crush?
witty lagi mo diya sa ICLS.
Okay, so she said, but seriously, she said, I try to set my mind to a certain goal, which as of now is to pass each school year with honors. Right? It's a very, that's a very good goal to have, right?
Absolutely.
Whenever I do less than perfect, I use it as a motivation to work harder next time so that the goal is still within reach. Right?
It inspires her. It's kind of like failure inspires her to do better. Like not necessarily push her to her limits, pero just try to attain a goal that she can, that's manageable. Something like that.
And she
right?
said, I've also learned to punish myself less and adapted the mindset that there's things that are truly beyond your control.
Which is so important to
Very
recognize
true.
within yourself. That's so
because
important to recognize.
it can get very frustrating to be like, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But at the end of the day, there's like extraneous variables that you can't control. And that things are out of your hand and you never know, like that feeling of helplessness, right? But you have to remind yourself that dili tanan dili ako kaya tanan, diba?
Yes. Oh.
So you have to be kind to yourself.
Sometimes when it's in the universe's hands, there are things that you can't really this is it, I want to do this has to happen for me, pero it's not like that. So you have to let it go.
Is there something that you want to add before we move on? Like, do you want to send this a personal message to Sweet Corn regarding the experience that she has with burnout?
To Sweet Corn, nakabantay ko sa first half sa question, very you were down, emotionally weighed down kay ka, pero you bounced back sa pag-answer sa second question, which is very heartwarming to know na you realize nga there is like hardships, you're going through a rough patch right now, but you still try to seek that positive light sa tunnel. There's always
always have that positive mindset, right?
Oh, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel, and you always have that in mind nga, you know, I might get bad results pero I try to use this as motivation to move forward.
Yeah. And then not a gyapon si crush, diba? So okay.
I like the ganahan ko ana.
All right. JC, do you want to read the second entry?
Absolutely. So, for the second entry, it's from 𝐔𝐍𝐏𝐿𝐊 ba? 𝐔𝐍𝐿 10969 from third year BS Psychology. So, batchmate ra na to.
One of our batchmates, yeah.
Her pronouns are she, her. Wala siya. It's important to know. So, she answered the first question, which was, how did you personally experience burnout? She answered with, I understand that each of us has unique experiences and challenges, and that there are no worse or significantly worse experiences because everything we feel and go through is legitimate. I feel like my problems were piling up and then another bigger problem appeared and caused havoc in my life. I just went blank. I didn't feel like I could function without motivation or control over what I was doing at the time. I just felt completely exhausted. Every day was a headache in disguise. Although I was able to make alternate personas to present to others whenever I feel like crying, I only discovered that I was constantly numb. I just happened to cover a black canvas with black intersecting lines when my part-time job required me to do poetry and art-related work, and then I poured my heart out into that canvas. It was disrupting my life like a dark cloud hovering a city and where people were waiting for the raindrops. I no longer slept without taking pills. My grades were rock bottom. Personally, I was a soulless doll functioning only with the help of a puppet master that dictates me what to do.
Do you want to take a moment before we, process that? You want to take a moment? I can talk about it first. So
yeah,
that
you can go ahead.
Yeah. She used some really, really grave analogies there, especially like the storm cloud hovering over a city, right? Because you always know that it's there, right? And inevitably, that storm's gonna come crashing down. It's just a matter of time, right? And yeah, this is why we pose this first question, because everybody's experience is always unique, and for her, it's more severe than others. But like she said, that it doesn't matter if it's worse or worse than somebody else's. It's legitimate, right? Everybody's experience of burnout is legitimate, right? It's valid. So, I'm not gonna sit here and say that I understand what she's going through, because like I said,
we don't.
Yeah, we don't. It's a personal experience. It's not something that, to a certain extent or a certain degree we can relate to her, but to actually feel how she's feeling, there's no justification for that, right? So I think for me, 𝐔𝐍𝐿, I think the least that I could say is we're here for you, right? Me, JC, the rest of our batchmates, because she's a third year.
Absolutely.
We're here for you. We just want to let you know that. How about you? Have you had time to think about it?
I just want to give her a hug through
me
the
too.
camera,
Me too. Do you want to move on to the second question?
I want to move on to the second question. Pero, as Zach said, we are here for you. Kita, third years, we try our best to get to know each other, especially since we can talk online. We try our best to, be a cohesive unit. So, don't ever hesitate to contact us. We're always just one call away, okay?
So, JC, that being said, do you want to move on to 𝐔𝐍𝐿's second answer for the second question?
Ang second question, it goes, have you effectively done this? Or how are you effectively overcoming your burnout? So she answered, burnouts eventually leave a scar in your life, one that may be healing but is still present and still has a good chance of becoming susceptible to anything. These are some of the strategies I've used to combat burnout. So I have an extensive playlist for each feeling mood I experience, and every time I feel burnt out, I see myself listening to Last Hope by Paramore, We Are, Cry Out, and Be the Light by 1OK Rock, A Head Full of Dreams, Fix You, and Paradise by Coldplay. Second, I give myself a break. I went on a trip and got the rest I needed. Third, rather than avoiding my problems, I dealt with them one at a time and sought professional assistance along the way because I had no idea what to do or even how to function. Lastly, I celebrated every accomplishment, whether I was trying to finish a task or an activity, in order to give myself the satisfaction I've craved. I've come to the conclusion that the reason I felt that way or burnt out was because I didn't give my body and mind the rest they both needed. I was too preoccupied with achieving something to the point that I neglected to take care of my physical and mental well-being. Therefore, I'm urging all college students like myself to kindly give their bodies the rest they need. Sure, your studies are important, but what's the point of studying if you aren't healthy and functioning properly? She also adds a quote sa last, "Self-care is how you take your power back," by Lala Delia. Lala Delia.
I just want to point out that despite everything that she's been through, and then we're asking her how she's effectively overcoming her own burnout, she included all the college students that, it's not just about me, but I'm pretty sure that everybody else feels the same way, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That, you really need to take care of yourself.
And I commend her for, having that. Like, she's going through a lot based on what she was, based on her response to the Kuan. Pero she still had the heart to think about others and like, I may be going through this, pero I know some of you might also be going through the same thing. So these are my tips, but she gave tips
and I feel like she also hit a really important point, or like the role of music that plays in our lives can be very therapeutic, right? Like it doesn't matter what she's feeling.
Absolutely.
She has a playlist for that, and it's very therapeutic. And lastly, I do want to say that self-care is how you take your power back. Very strong quote. I think there's a lot to think about when you say that, especially in a point in our lives as college students. We're always so busy that, like she said, that she neglected how she took care of herself in one aspect or another, or multiple aspects, right? So, take care of yourself, be more kind to yourself, get some rest, and, just tackle things one at a time.
So, it's the last question, Zach. Or it's the last entry that we will read. Would you like to take the lead?
Okay, let's read the last entry. So the last entry comes from Mamitikai Freshies Sasaik. It's his pronouns are he, him, and he's a first-year psychology student. So first question: how did you personally experience burnout? Being a freshie, then coming from a different province, moving here to Dumaguete with no friends or anything, especially in the first day of class, I feel like going home because seeing my course mate having friends, laughing and talking with each other really made me jealous. It's a valid point, you're the new kid on the block. Right? So my first month here in Dumaguete was very hard, to the point that after each class I want to go home because I have no one to talk to. Fun fact, I lost 5 kilograms as of the moment, but thanks to my unexpected newfound friends, they made me feel that I am not alone. And it really helped me in my adjusting period in this so-called college life. Yeah, because he's a freshman, so this is a whole new experience for him. And what I experienced during those times are loss of motivation, self-isolation, altered appetite, and the lack of social skills. Do you have anything to talk about regarding his experience to moving to Dumaguete?
I'm absolutely glad that he got through that. It's always important to have a set of friends that you can
turn to.
You can turn to. That's the word I was looking for. You could turn to. And given as a freshman, diba, it's also new, especially if you're not from the city, you don't know a lot of people. You try to mingle, pero at the same time, people are not as open as you would like them to be.
Yeah.
Not as welcoming, no.
It's gonna be tough too, because whole new city, right?
Yeah.
Whole new city, freshman year. There's so many things you have to deal with. So, Mamitikai freshman society. I'll just call you. Should I call it like mommy or something? Mommy.
I beg your pardon.
Okay, just him. Just call him. Refer to him.
Yeah.
So, I do applaud him for being able to bounce back from that.
Absolutely.
And he found friends. So I'm glad that you were able to deal with that in a very positive way.
Yes.
We're me and JC are very glad to hear that.
Absolutely, no doubt. So for the second question, Zach, would you like to take the lead?
So the second question, so how have you effectively done this, or how are you effectively overcoming your burnout? Short and simple, he said, With the help of my newfound family, they made me feel that I am not alone and I have someone whom I can trust and lean on, especially in the times of hardships and those times that I feel alone. These really helped me overcome my burnout.
Having that set of
Like
so,
a
yang
support
giterm,
system.
Pamilya.
Support system.
Yung giterm, family.
Yeah.
Was he referring to his friends, or I think he was referring to his
No, but
friends.
I think it's because it's a newfound family, right?
And
That's how significant the impact was on him, that he moved to Dumaguete, he didn't know anybody. And now he found like friends that he can consider family because he makes it makes Dumaguete feel like home. Right?
Absolutely. So ito itawag diri sa Dumaguete, the city of gentle people, di ba?
The city of gentle people.
The city
Correct.
The city of gentle people. So we can attest. That's a good example of how apply na siya.
Well, once again, I just want to say that JC and I are just really glad that you came to Dumaguete and you didn't feel discouraged. Like it might have been hard at first, but we're just glad that you found
Your family,
your people. Right?
Absolutely.
So those were all wonderful entries that we got to ponder over, read, react to.
Absolutely.
And I just want to say, JC and I, along with the rest of the staff and crew, we appreciate you taking time out of your day to send us an entry. Our writers were hard at work to make sure that we read every single one, and they were heard and validated, which is the point of like having an entry. That even if you didn't get featured on the podcast, we just want to let you know that we read it and that we hear you. Right? So I think maybe as we're talking right now, they're going to be rolling the names of the people that send us an entry, and I just want to let you know how much we appreciate you. Can we give them a round of applause, please? All right, I think we've gotten to that point in the program, JC, that we have to start wrapping it up, and to conclude this episode, let us have a deep dive at the key points that we've had in this discussion.
Exactly. For the audience watching, in simpler terms, it's time for a recap. So, og mag-recap ta, Zach, ako makaamin man jud ko sa Ginoo nga there are terms nga I've forgotten, Jude. So, could you remind me, what is burnout?
Okay. So, burnout. So, what we've talked about, burnout is a emotional, mental, and often physical, something that we can feel. Physical exhaustion brought on by prolonged or repeated stress. So, sige ka stress, eventually ma-burnout to ka sa.
Absolutely.
So, though it's most often caused by problems at work, it can also appear in other areas of your life, such as parenting, caretaking, or even romantic relationships, right?
Oh no. Sa caretaking apart, shout out to my nursing friends who are doing caretaking now in the nursing department. Study hard. So in that sense, Zach, murag, it's not specific to something, no. It's a broad spectrum of a lot of things.
And it's like anything that introduces stress in your life can lead to burnout. That's what it's trying to say.
I'm gonna key point there. Okay, I remember now.
So that being said, how is burnout different from being lazy, JC?
Oh, you're asking me a question?
Yes, sir.
Oh, follow up the eye. So, for the difference between burnout and laziness. Okay, I remember na. So, laziness man good. It's a state where you wanna do something pero you're just not motivated to do it. That's like, in essence, that's the simplest term I can come up with. Pero when it comes to burnout pod, as to what you stated, the difference is that sa burnout man good, you become so stressed to a point na every single emotion that you feel, it just weighs you down na. It gets on top of your shoulders niya. Murag bugat na, ang tawag ana kay dumbbell. It's like a dumbbell on your...
So you're saying that it becomes very overwhelming.
Oh, yeah. It's like a dumbbell on your shoulder. It just weighs you down. Your shoulders don't feel right anymore. So, so it's not only specific to kuan ra pod. As what you said, it's not only specific to one task or anything like that. It could be your passions as well. Like, for example, you and me, ikaw, you like to do sports. Ako, personally, I like to read a lot. I read Paulo Coelho, stuff like that.
But you're saying that even if you experience burnout and you're passionate about these things, when you're in that state of burnout, nothing motivates you.
Yes,
nothing
absolutely.
interests you.
Nothing. For example, ikaw, nothing motivates you to gym if you're in burnout na. No, ako, nothing motivates me to do what I want to do if I'm in burnout. In simpler terms, we just want to do something para we can.
So now that we've established that part of the recap, let's re-mention signs of burnout that you and I can relate to, JC. Let's start off with you.
Why not? Of course. I'll start it off. For me, one of the signs of burnout that I could personally relate to is self-doubt. As a student, I know a lot of you can relate, mga students. pero maybe some who are not students who can relate to this, so pero mostly students. Signs of self-doubt, they fester in forms na, for example, we're given a task sa school, and for example, essay type. Then you have to finish 2,000 words. The deadline is next week, and you have a lot of activities planned out for the week pa.
Yeah.
You start to doubt yourself na, maybe I can't do this. This is something it's impossible na gyud. This is na dinagyo na ko ni kaya. My abilities are not good enough for this. You start to fester that type of thinking sa imong utok. And it's a very negative way. Pero in reality, that's what a lot of us think about.
So how do you plan to combat that self-doubt, JC?
So, para nako, remember that you're unique in your own way. Maybe you're not good sa mga essays, pero maybe you're good with math. And sometimes looking back on certain things that remind you that you're good at something really does help. For example, kana essays, you may not be good at essays, or you might have a hard time, formulating an essay that, would probably get a good score. Pero looking back, sa first year statistics, I was good. Hapit ko naka-perfect.
Kaya na ako. Yeah.
You should recognize that we're unique in our own ways, and that's something special to talk about, no?
Yeah.
You should
Is
just
true.
always
You have to remind
ourselves.
yourself that I got to this point. I've done it in the past. Why can't I do it again? Right?
Exactly. You hit the nail on the head again, as what my lolo would say. So, ikaw, Zach, is there anything you can share?
So, I think for me personally, loss of motivation is like a big sign for me. Because like when everything just feels like you said, like a dumbbell on your shoulders, like a weight in your chest, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like it doesn't matter what you do, even if it's things that you're very passionate about, hobbies, passions, or even just like your social aspect of your life. Nothing motivates you, and I think it's like it's a very bleak thing to like experience, right? And it's very hard because when you're at that point in your life, you ask yourself, where do I go from here? So
it's trapping, no? The feeling is very trapping.
yeah, it's very suffocating. Yeah.
I'm so sorry, my dictionary is not dictionarying right now. So, it's suffocating, no? To think about now, I used to be good at this. This is something I used to be passionate about. Pero down the line, you think to yourself, what happened?
Yeah.
It's suffocating.
And
to feel
I
that
think
way.
the important way to address that, you have to remind yourself why you started in the first place. Like,
absolutely.
why am I interested in this? Gano'n mo na akong gikuha ng kursuhan di ba? Kaya ba nag-doubt dira?
This is an attack.
I mean, I'm not saying that shifting's bad, but you have to ask yourself, why did I start out, right?
I remember Ma'am Nako, one of the essays, like sa ending, she asked us, why did you want to choose psych? And I had a hard time answering that essay. Pero I had to, introspect.
Yeah, shout out to Ma'am Nako.
Ma'am Nako, we love you. We love you, Ma'am Nako. And, that made me, self-reflect. And karon, here we are, third year na ta. Happy na ta mag-graduate.
That's a crazy realization. We're already in our third
No,
year.
I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. Pero,
Yeah, I got you, brother.
Like that, rugged.
All right. What's a second sign of burnout that you can relate to?
Emotional numbness for me.
Okay.
Okay, emotional numbness is like, you've gotten so stressed to different things. Like sa topic ng burnout, you're so overwhelmed, diba? That's the common theme, no?
Yeah.
We get so overwhelmed, murag dumbbell na gyud atong shoulders niya. I can only explain through examples, so please bear with me. For example, I can think of is an essay na pod. And like, you have to make an essay, another deadline, pero because of, how burnt out you are, you don't care na sa result. Basta lang maabot ra sa 2,000 words. Kanara. You don't care about if wrong spelling, wrong grammar, wa na kay paki, di na gani nimo i-grammarly.
That's a good one. Wala na kay paki.
Oh, di na ka mo quillbot, di na nimo i-reference.
Yeah.
Asa kay makapas, wa na kay paki, bahala na.
Yeah.
And that's emotional numbness. You could have gotten a good score, pero because of emotional numbness, you just settled for less.
So how do you think you can remedy that?
Then again, your feelings are valid yun. Always important to note na your feelings are valid. It's not your fault na you feel that way. You're just burnt out. That's it.
Yeah.
And a remedy that I can think of is like the degrees of what you have gone through, and you just try to put yourselves in the shoes of other people who have succeeded as well. So, I personally look up to I look up to the people who I look up to.
Who in particular, JC?
My family.
Your family.
My father. I look up to my father. He's been through a lot, and he eventually got through it. So just keep
Laban
keep
lang,
looking ahead.
as the kids would
keep
say.
looking ahead. Exactly. What do the kids say again?
Laban lang.
That's the term. I love that term. That's the term. I will write that in my Twitter bio. Ikaw, Zach, another sign of burnout.
I think for me, the second thing that came to mind that I think a lot of people could relate to is irritability, right? Like, kanang dali kay ka ma-annoyed, nang iritar ka ba, even like the slightest thing, which, if you think about it, let's say you start off your morning, you're used to having your cup of coffee, or let's say you have like a specific order at a coffee shop or whatever, but then somebody gets it wrong.
Wrong.
But then, let's say you're having a bad day, you woke up on the wrong side of the bed, and you're already burnt out, and then somebody gets that order wrong. If you think about it, on a normal day, you wouldn't care. You know, everybody makes mistakes, right?
Absolutely.
But when you got to that point of burnout, that level of irritability gets so high that the threshold is so low, right?
Any little thing.
Yeah,
good.
any little thing just
Boom.
ticks you off, right? So I feel like, I think a way to like combat that would be, you have to be more understanding of people, right?
Absolutely.
Just because you're having a bad day doesn't have to ruin other people's day, right?
One bad day doesn't equal a bad week.
Yes, that's true. That's true. So how about for you? What would your last sign of burnout be?
I think this last one was very relatable. Disruption of sleep cycle.
Kana mga walay tulog dira kanang sigpulaw ba?
My eye bags are probably clear in the camera.
Very
Very clear.
designer. Very
My eye bags
designer.
are very clear. So, disruption of sleep cycle, deadly, absolutely deadly. Kay, it affects your brain. Di ba we keep on hearing na sleep helps
Very
repair the
important.
brain cells. Ana. Disruption of sleep. A remedy I could think of is make sure to prep your body. Kanang cellphone, mag-cellphone ta at night. Blue light, that helps disrupt sleep cycle. Absolutely, that's a horrendous thing. So I suggest, maybe 30 minutes before ka matulog, just put the phone down.
Time management.
Oh, wonderful.
Time management.
I love that you brought that up. So kana, time management. A lot 30 minutes before ka matulog, sleep. Maybe read a book. Maybe, do your business somewhere else. Maybe do an assignment on paper. Just do what you can. Basta kay, prioritize your sleep. That's it. And para nako, Zach, we can probably move on to how to cope with burnout, demotivation, and dealing with time management. This is a good segue. That last one where you commented, good segue into this next topic.
So, I think a good way to cope would be, especially when you're already feeling super overwhelmed with everything that you have to do. That's where breaks are very vital, very important, right? So
Absolutely.
take breaks, small breaks rather than big ones. It's more sustainable and attainable, which I think those are two key words, especially sustainable. You have to always like make sure that, you can always take a break, but not too much of a break where you lose track of time or you lose track of the task at hand, right? So if anybody knows like the Pomodoro, I think it's called the Pomodoro method, where you take like 30 minutes to study, right? I see people nodding their heads in the crew. You take like 30, 40 minutes to study and then maybe like 10 minutes break. Then you do 40 minutes again. So we have that like small breaks.
Can you write that down? I will Google that later. Can somebody write that down?
Right, and then how about you? It's saying like, know what a break is to you, JC.
Para
Like,
nako.
What would be like an ideal break for you?
Kani, this is a disclaimer. An ideal break for me may not be an ideal break for you. Para nako, my ideal break would be kanang
True.
I'll probably walk. Kaya ako, I just live. I'm not gonna disclose my location, but I live close. I walk with my earphones on. Music. Dako kay nag-factor ng music. So I put my earphones on. I just walk and I just try to enjoy. And then siya. So
And I think to close it out, I think it's also important, like you said, one step at a time. Right?
Yes, that's
to
what I was about to
avoid
say.
getting overwhelmed, because the reason why we need breaks in the first place is because we're getting overwhelmed. So to avoid getting overwhelmed, we also have to take things one step at a time, right?
Slow your
It's not
pace.
about quality. It's not about quantity, about how much you can do, but it's about what you can do, like
Quality.
the quality and the consistency, right? Sustainability, right?
slow. I'll write that down. Slow down.
Yeah.
One step at a time. One step at a time.
So, in regards to our topics in this episode, we would like to share our comfort songs with our lovely viewers. So, if you're following along, let us know in the comment section below what your comfort song is. How about you, JC? When you think of a comfort song, what do you think of?
Para nako, one comfort song for me is Why Not Me by Forrest, and the lyrics are so resonative of me.
Okay.
The lyrics go like, I'm an introvert, but this weather's got me hosting. Oh my, that's so relatable, am I right? And another one that I can recall from our lovely writers.
Writer.
I'm so sorry. From our lovely writers is The Climb by
By
Miley
Miley
Cyrus.
Cyrus, yeah.
I love that song. Legendary song, very relatable, nostalgic to say the least. Ikaw, Zach, do you have any other songs you can recommend sa ating mga viewers?
I think for me, since my Spotify playlist is like all over the place, I think one song that I think in this moment in time, probably The Spins by Mac Miller.
Oh, I love
Very,
that song.
very upbeat.
I like that.
Hey,
Oh, sorry.
don't sing.
No,
we might get
the copyright will
copyrighted.
get
You
mad at
sound
me.
too much like Mac.
Oh, I'm
Right.
sorry. Okay. So, karon, now
Before we
we've
go,
already
right?
we figured out na unsa ato mga song recommendations. Zach and I would like to give a challenge. We'd like to issue a challenge to our viewers and also people diri sa set, para involve pod mo. Ikaw, Zach.
So I think for me, the challenge that I would like to give our crew and the people watching, since padulong na tag midterms, right? Busy na kayo, very overwhelming. I'd like to issue a challenge that, check up on somebody that you haven't checked up on in a while. Maybe catch up, right?
I like
Maybe
that.
ask them how they're doing, right? Maybe spark some conversation. Check up on each other, basically. How about you, JC?
Para nako, one thing I can give us a challenge. Just be nice to yourselves. It's
Be kinder to ourselves.
Yes, be kind to yourself. Kaya di ba anaka, midterm seasons is approaching, daghan na po kayo kitang mga tasks. So, give yourself some time to, breathe, appreciate what you've done and appreciate where you've come.
Yeah.
Diba? You've come a long
And
way.
that reminds me, mine dealt with checking up with other people, which is interpersonal. But then you said be kinder to yourself, which is intrapersonal. Shout out to group dynamics. I'm saying.
I love it. I love it. Sir Raffles, we're listening in your class always.
And actually, speaking of Sir Raffles, shout out to Sir Raffles. He is the head
of the guidance and counseling office.
Yeah.
Come, everybody. If ever mangana you have, something that you want to get off your chest, or if you have any problems in general, never ever hesitate to contact our guidance and counseling.
They're always
department.
like one email away. If you need to set up an appointment, need to talk to them, they're always there to hear you out.
Absolutely. That's yes. They're so easy to contact. Avenues for contacting them.
Yeah.
On Facebook would. You could probably do that.
Anything else to add, JC, before we go?
I don't think katuna to, diba? That was it.
All right, I think that being said, this has been Zach.
It's been JC.
And this has been UnPSYCHika.
Ano daw? Bounce na me? Yeah. Nagaman nakag-psych assess. Katong 35 pages.
Siyempre, wala.
Na